This is my backyard tour that I call the Swampy Mess. Why? Because it pretty much describes what has happened in my yard. It has been a wild gardening year. I started out with so much promise, so much thought, so much like, yay, all my veggies are going to be amazing. They're going to do incredible things. And guess what? I'm going to show you the reality versus what I dreamed it would be so that you too can understand that, you know what? Messes happen, things are going to happen, food's going to be produced, and I'm going to be okay. But let me show you the crazy mess that is my backyard garden. We will start with my little pots. Again, look, all this is mud. Let me take you over to the swamp real quick. This is over on my other side of my house. You guys, we've had like 30, 40 inches of rain. I live in Oklahoma. This over here is just swamp. That's all there is to it, is swamp. So let me show you my garden beds. Look. Do you know what that is? That is weeds with a little bit of squash growing. That's it. Weeds and squash. Look, more weeds. There's maybe a cucumber, there's some squash, but notice there's even in there, that's tomatoes. I will eventually take those tomatoes out and put them in a better spot. But I want you to see that. Remember my garden beds that I built? The ones that look so great and amazing, and they had all the awesome stuff in them. And I was like, yeah, I got all these seeds planted. They're gonna be great and wonderful, yay. There's a whole video about that. You know what I got? Butt kiss, nothing. I have some stuff coming up. I don't even know what's in here. These little things, we're gonna see what they are. Hopefully there's something to eat. At this point, you know what I've got? Onions. Lots of onions. Now, I did put some tomato plants in here, and I will tell you these have grown about almost a foot, so that one looks good. I went ahead. Ooh, I can't stop in there. That one right there looks good. I've got a little plant back there. I don't know what it is. We're going to let it grow and see what happens. I'm cutting off of another group of plants I'm going to show you in a minute. And this is here. This, I just mixed it in, threw stuff in there. There's seeds in it, and nothing is growing. I think at this point, it's just a bunch of leaves. It hasn't created enough soil to make the seeds come up. So ultimately, this right here is kind of a disastrous mess. So I'm hoping it's going to be better. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. Thank you. Maple tree things. I appreciate you. But look, I've got all these things coming up. Luckily for me, this right here is basil. That is going to be basil. So, and I'll show you its mother plant. If you guys watched, I did a video on the idea of making sure that my son and I did like a presentation at school about basil. These are the seeds that were in that presentation. And again, I'm so excited about that. Now let me show you the most successful garden that is a disastrous mess. See this right here? Those are potatoes. Those are melons. These are potatoes and potatoes and potatoes. I've got onions growing in here, and do you know what I did? I threw crap in here. I just threw it in here. I threw peppers in here. I just threw stuff in here because I'm building the bed for this and I haven't put soil on top, and just left it. And yet, one of my best gardens is the one that is my throwaway stuff. How do you love that? So I'm going to have my greatest harvest out of a big old leaf patch. So meanwhile, we go through, again, everything is just starting to be crazy. Now look at this. This is one onion plant. I'm not going to lie, I got the biggest onions. Right here, these are my tomatoes. Now, if you guys have watched my tomato plants, they have grown, I swear to God, 6 inches every couple days. I've got all kinds of flowers on them. I've got groups and bundles of tomatoes that will be coming on. As long as I can get it to dry out. If I can get it to dry out, that's going to be fantastic. If you look down inside there, oops, let me see if I can do this. Hold on, let me let you see it. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Nope, too close. Yep, I'll get down in there. Hold on. Right in. Sorry, y'all. Oof. See, it's so leafy, I can't even get into it. Down in there. Let's see. Over. Oh, it does not want to focus on that. I want to focus on my leaves. But I've got some of those going in. I've got some right here. Right there. Look, I got tomatoes coming in. So I got some coming in. I'm excited about that. But yeah, so I should get a pretty good harvest of tomatoes out of that. More onions in a box, of course. I've got onions over there, and I had a squash. I just left it, and I was like, you know what? I had a tomato grow up there, so I'm leaving that. And then these are cucumbers and squash and all kinds of stuff, and I'm just letting them go. I'm letting them go in here and seeing what happens. If I get the cucumbers out of them, great. If not, I might be taking squash blossoms and making something out of that. I don't know, but I'm going to let it be and see what happens. And I think that that's part of I think that's the mantra of my garden this year. Let it be and see what happens. Hopefully we'll get all the things we need. I do have a couple plants over here in the back. Again, pardon the muddy mess. That right there, I believe, is going to be a sunflower, and I'm going to let it go. So see how that works. These, again, are either cucumbers or squash. I put a lot of that in there. I am happy to report that my sage looks great. It looks great. It's growing bigger. Hi, Damien. I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching. I've got a bunch of more onions. This right here is garlic chives. They're incredible. And then, of course, the next bed of weeds. Those were peas, but they've drowned is essentially what has happened. We've had so much water that everything is drowning. So I'm going to have to either hope it dries out and that we get, I can start digging in here and getting it replanted, or I'm going to leave it. Now, again, I have a couple different things. This one right here grew up on its own. This is bell peppers, so I'm excited about that. I let that go. This is a weed. That's it. That's all I'm growing in that whole bucket. One weed. Now on this side, this is my basil. My basil from the other one, this is in a different pot. I let it go. It's growing up. I'm excited about that. It will hopefully go to seed later in the year. I'll collect seeds and then grow more this next year. Let's go take a look at one of my spinier friends. For you guys that don't know, this is all of my mulberry trees. They are done right now, so they're not producing any more fruit. So at this point, I got a lot of birds that are running around. It's super spongy. I can hear that sucking sound on my feet. It's all crazy. But I want you to see this. For you guys that also have been around, look at my cactus. And not only that, I've been having fun because my cactus has hearts on it right there. Right there. And I mean, so it's been fun to kind of showcase that. So if you're wondering, listen, my garden doesn't look pretty. My garden is not beautiful. My garden is not the cover of any magazine. My garden is a disaster. But you know what? You can look at yourself and go, yeah, but the guy in Oklahoma had the same problem. He had the same issue. And you know what? I'm still going to grow food. I'm still going to go ahead and try it. I'm still going to push. I'm still going to add more to it. I'm still going to harvest. And I will share that when that happens. I said, we are still going to try it because you don't give up just because you have a bad season or a bad time. You keep going, and that is an important part of it. So I hope that you've watched this and you sat around and you said, you know what? Even though it can be a disastrous mess, I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to try it, and I deserve to at least put myself out there in the garden space and see if I can grow food. Because if I can, I'm not going to be buying cucumbers. I'm not going to be buying squash. I'm not going to be buying tomatoes. Onions I'm going to have for a while. So ultimately, those are things I don't have to purchase. I get to grow. Then I got to find somebody else that does the other things and just make relationships, which is important. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. Look, it's wild. It's crazy. It is what it is. But don't forget to like and subscribe and watch all of my gardening content. You can go back and watch the videos where I thought everything was going to be perfect. And then you can look at this and go, yep, it's a disastrous mess, but he's still going.